is promoting these sustainable production practices, including livestock production system, fishery system for the next 6 years in a sustainable way, and including small-scale irrigation systems. The irrigation system had an issue on affordability, and we learned from our mistakes, and we have redesigned this program to see how we can take care of affordability issues. So, as far as I'm concerned, we may not have done the best. It's not a matter of implementation. I've seen even school feeding issues. I've been working with education in this agenda. The country is trying to design school feeding policy to make sure that people have at least some hot meal in Uganda. So as far as I'm concerned, as a person who works for the ministers and the cabinet, we may not have done 100%. That my belief is that the country has a great opportunity to have people-centered food system agenda. And me as a technical person, I can say that despite the gaps in fund to be pro food system. In reality, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why the government endeavors to develop a food to be pro-people in the program, otherwise we will not develop the functional policy. In a way, alluded to food production, food whatever. But this policy is key agenda for national policy. We respecting the right to food. To make sure, otherwise we will not develop it. The reason of do is the right to food. Much more harmonized in our policy programming and ensure the government direction is clear. It's amidst. Thank you so much.
Wow. Husbandry. Members, before I invite OPM as you prepare your
so much on what we should do. Much as Maif is going to bring in the regulations, we are having our children in schools, UPE schools, they cannot afford anything to eat. They take their school lessons without a meal. Our colleagues, our neighbors, and yet at times, the way we've seen food wasted. Why are we Ugandans selfish to a level that you cannot allow a neighbor to come in? So those are the broader pictures. Are we having the act coming the way we've said that we are yet to have the bill on the floor? Will it solve the problem? When Maif brings in the regulations, are we going to solve the problem? Are we really people-centered? Let's leave this meeting with such answers. Chair, you are most welcome. We combined the 10 members will come in, and after the discussions, I think we shall have some resolutions from this meeting, and we shall be done. Thank you, Chair, for this opportunity. And now, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Understand nutrition matters on the ground. I appreciate you. The key challenges that as we are discussing that I come to note as a policymaker and a coordinator is the knowledge gap. We realize that as policymakers we have our own gaps in knowledge to understand what is the exact issue that we are addressing, because we seem to be discussing them in office and not on ground. I bet most policymakers don't have the farms we are talking about, don't own any processing company that we are talking about, and their children are in these good schools they can afford. So somehow when we are discussing, there is a knowledge gap on what is the problem on ground and which needs to be addressed. But also we have the knowledge gap of the policy beneficiaries. Do they know what we are planning for them? Do they appreciate? Do they understand it? Do they receive it? If we make an act on drug, on animal inputs, will my grandmother in the village appreciate and understand what we are talking about, or it will stop on shelf? And that's the knowledge gap I realize that we still have. And then the participation in policy formulation is still a big gap that our people on ground rarely participate, and even if they participate, their views are edited so much at a top level as we are trying to formate, and we end up not addressing their matters, but we address what we think is, and which is not the real thing. But then we also have implementation. Members of Parliament and colleagues present in the technical departments, we realize that as we've been discussing a long way, we are not lacking policies, we are not lacking laws. But have we implemented what we have? as coordinators, we are looking at, let's have a harmonious, that's why I will, in the OPM, under the food systems platform, we have all the key ministries. We have Ministry of Water, we have Ministry of Education, we have Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Public Service, Ministry of Gender, National Planning Authority, the Bureau of Statistics to give us data. We have NARO that is doing the research of agriculture. We have the UNBS to look at the standards and safety matters. We have Ministry of Health. We have Ministry of Energy, because we know that processing will need energy. We have Ministry of Lands, because everything that is food is grown on land. And while we were doing the analysis, we realized that all these ministries have laws and policies that are addressing issues of the person on ground. And we didn't have any law that would want to do that is so common to all, because we realize that every ministry, if it's gender, it has a policy that is addressing issues for community engagements. If it is land, the land law is clear. Land tenure is community land, how women can access. They are trying to review the land act to see how the women are able to utilize land which belongs to their husbands easily. That law is big. So we realize that much work is being done. And along the way, when we came into the conclusions, the few recommendations for policy and laws that need to be addressed so that people to address people-centered issues, we looked at the review and enforced the policies and laws relevant food systems, especially the food and nutrition policy, which is being under review. The extension strategy, because we have extension workers, yes, but it needs to be enhanced because it is them that take the information to the ground and interpret it and bring back the feedback for policy action. So there's still a gap under it, and it has to be reviewed. And then the Food and Drug Act, that the challenge that we are facing into the chemicals that are being used in agriculture. If we review that, we are able to address that. And then we looked at, we need to improve the research, technology and innovation policies that we have in the country to address the issues of climate change, but also, like Abra was saying, to advise better, that if you're to plant better, let's have research that is informing this, not hearsay, because not having farmers being their own doctors and being their own extension workers, that you just know that when my chicken is sick, I will go and buy some tablets. One day I was buying, my chicken had an issue and they gave me medicine for goat, and they said, I've told you I want 4 chicken, and they said, they all work the same, we've tried them, they're the same. And I said, okay, I still bought, but I was confused how the goat medicine, the person selling it is telling me that you go and use it on the what? On the chicken. Yeah, and that is because we are not aware, and we are just using practices that others have used, maybe they have worked or they have not worked for them. We also looked at on enacting the Food Reserve Act to operationalize the Constitution, because and I want to appreciate the country because recently they have accepted they have to have the reserves and also help the storage, because you realize we are not lacking food, but during harvest we have so much, and after the season we don't have because we've not stored. People are going to harvest maize and millet, they sell a kilo at 1,000, they sell maize at 500, and after that 2 months we are buying a kilo at 2,000, and you wonder why. Then also that reserve was recommended, and then there's a recommendation on establishing the food insecurity, vulnerability and information management system to inform decision, that we need to have a system that captures all the issues in the food system, so that we are informed and be prepared even when disasters are to come or not to come. And we need to expand the coverage of social protection and safety net programs that are inclusive and shock responsive. School feeding was one of the key areas, and I'm happy that Ministry of Education, with support from partners, the WFP, is developing the school feeding policy that will address that. But we also have the parish development model that we need to see how it works to help us people to understand these issues on ground and what needs to be done, and maybe some cash transfer that are being done at some levels, but they can be enhanced by government. Those were the recommendations at that point, and which I think, and all this was not done because we wanted it to be there, but our next stage we want to convince the Policy Coordination Committee at OPM, which is chaired by the Prime Minister together with other ministers, to allow us to take this into a proper action plan for food systems. Because we have a nutrition action plan, which is the second one, which is ending 2025. But yes, that is a nutrition. But a food system is nutrition is an outcome of a proper food system. That if you do food systems properly, you achieve nutrition. So we want to have a comprehensive food systems transformation agenda for the country that is going to be informed by this analysis that has been completed. And other than that, we are trying to coordinate government, business at all levels, from the National Coordination Committee, where we try to see that there is harmony in these policies and harmony into implementation. We also bring on board the districts. You know that most of the districts have the nutrition coordination committees that go up to the parish level. Challenge is that, like we've said, nutrition challenges are still a donor-funded priority, not a government priority per se. But this agenda is being pushed forward, and every day we keep saying, let us have nutrition at our fingertips, and our political leaders are appreciating it. But you know that we are still advocating so much for our indigenous, which are facing a lot of shocks, and we need to make a voice to improve and to educate that we need to transform ourselves as a whole. But above all, I would encourage that, I wish government would put a law that every extension worker or every public servant has an agricultural value chain they contribute to. So that when we are speaking from an informed point of view. I thank you.
Please give planning for people. Our people out there, we plan and we do everything. They are hungry. They don't have anything to eat. And remember, food is a basic commodity. So what has gone wrong? How best should we say that the country is not begging? And interestingly, it comes back to us policy makers, the politicians. I think each one of you has got a call. You know, for us, we know it and it's visible and it's real. Some of you are representing those other, but even though you are representing a rural constituents, now the calls are coming to us, the messages are very clear, and if they are saying that probably they don't have anyone to turn to, let's go to our elected leader. Please, Honorable, send me 5,000. I don't have anything to feed the children. This is where the country has reached, that even us elected leaders, when you don't have a solution, you tell them I don't have, and they will fall hungry. After 3 days they are sick. Then remember, when they get to hospital, they don't have that nutrition they need. Where is the problem? As we await for the long-term programs as outlined by OPM, what should we do at this hour? This is our meeting. We are here to devise solutions. We are here to look at our food systems and what we can do in the short term. Before I can go on, let me welcome Honorable to introduce herself. Medias. Thank you, Mitias, and we know that people of Rukunji also have some who don't have. This is the market, a few about those who don't have anything to eat. Colleagues, we are here together with partners to plan and to decide on what are the solutions to this problem. We've had all the presentations were unique, they were great. These are the things we have. Yes.
on the environment, and also the population Ugandans really we have produced, so we end up in the wetland. There was the issue of mining. This one came from Karamoja, because we had people from Karamoja, from Ukunji. We had 140 people from all over deliberating. We had issues of mining, especially in Karamoja, and this mining end up in the water supply. We had issues of drought. Some places are dry, while others are not dry. We have expensive technologies. You want to do a water supply system, we work with the Ministry of Agriculture to do dams and irrigation schemes, but you find the technology is very, very expensive, and the ministry is given meager resources to accomplish that. We had the solid waste in Kampala. Someone waking up in the rainy season, they are opening for the toilets. In the rainy season, someone is bringing the solid waste and putting in water in the rain, and it goes where? At the end of the day, we had expensive water because we are treating it out of our negligence. We have the encroachment and what. So, as a ministry, the environmental court is coming. We are promised the environmental court during the water week. It is coming to help these people who don't want to see nature as it is. When I was growing up, really, I think my mother was not so much educated, but she knew how to take care of the children. She would cook for us real food, beans and what. So mindset change. I don't see Minister of Gender in this meeting, but mindset change also has contributed. The chair has asked, where did we go wrong? We have a lot of food, but the NIPIN project, which is under OPM and UNICEF, they said, because when we were presenting the Uganda nutrition status report, it was clear. Corporate have children who are stunted. Corporate ladies who can afford the money, they have stunted children. People in the village have stunted children. So they said, where is the problem? And the problem was here, availability. We have the availability of food. Money, people have money, but utilization. People are not also eating very well. You have beans. How are you cooking them? They've told you that some people use panados to cook beans so that they are ready quickly. And so at the end of the day, you are subjected to that medicine for the whole of your life. That's one. Two, you find greens. In Kabale, people saying we don't eat greens. But it is the poor of the poorest. They are not eating greens, but greens are there. They say avocado is not sweet. The dogs are enjoying the avocado. In the restaurant, my brother is here. They have a song. Willy, 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 my do. Ah, willy, willy, my do. That song, the rats are eating raw G-nuts. Here, we don't want to pound our G-nuts. We wait to get the G-nuts which are pounded in Owino, which the machines are wearing out. And then tomorrow we have cancer, we have this, we have that. Where is mindset change? What do we do to change the mindset? Now, I will go back to the chairman's, yes. He said, when you are getting money as parliament, money was reaching the community. PDM, the money is not reaching. Where is the problem? Because if money is not reaching, and to me, I would feel PDM money should reach actually, and there is no like me, I didn't vote her, so I'm not going, I didn't vote him, so I'm not going. This one would be okay. So how do we improve it? How do we improve it to see? I remember there was some advert. Mr. Juko, they would say, Mr. Juko, Mwachikuba. And then said, yeah, me, I thought PDM was a dupe. So is it a dupe? What do we do as member of parliament to ensure that this PDM, because as Ministry of Water and Environment, if we say we provide water to every parish, and we have money to provide this water in every parish, trust me, people would get water and they will do what? They will work hard. Now, my suggestion is, I always say this, I will say it, and I will say it until we get money. My brother here from Katakwi has said that water comes from Karamoja and it destroys food in the Tesoland. But I was have a strategy as Ministry of Water and Environment. We are already mainstreaming food systems and nutrition. And tomorrow, I'm meeting someone who is sitting down for a proposal for this gentleman. We shall bring it to you. If we could solve all those, there are 1, 2, 3, the benefits are many. In one project, the benefits are many. I always ask, if Gaddafi can change that place into green, what about us? Let us capture that water. We put our efforts together. We look for resources from IRR, from Accra. We look for resources from UNICEF. As a member of parliament, it can also be our project, but partnering with the Ministry of Water and Environment. I can still be here.
Yeah, thank you very much, friends. I think we'll follow that approach after your submission.